practitioner practices functional medicine, and today I would like to talk a little bit about the elimination diet and what to do if you were diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis or any, for that matter, any autoimmune disease. As we are all not equal and our symptoms represent different broken mechanisms in our body, I still recommend eliminating dairy and gluten from the diet as a first step, especially if you were on a standard American diet, which is SAD diet. Especially if you also get it kind of like addiction feeling that you need to have, you not just want, but you need to have dairy and gluten, which is baked food and anything with wheat and on and on. The reason I suggest doing that is because your symptoms may improve drastically. If you have high antibodies to your thyroid, they may also decrease drastically too with just simple intervention. Sometimes it has to be for a lifetime, but sometimes it can be just temporarily as you heal your gut, feel better, have fewer digestive symptoms. It's kind of like non-negotiable. You have to try it. The other thing is that I don't usually test unless the patient comes to me in the beginning and asks me to test for celiac. I don't test if you have started already food elimination before you came to see me. Testing for celiac will not help because you have to be eating bread or some gluten-containing foods for several weeks, couple times a day, to actually test positive for celiac. So if you have been eating all these foods regularly, you may consider testing for celiac, but just so you know, if it comes back negative, it still doesn't mean that you don't have celiac, because there is a high number of false negatives in celiac test. The other issue that doesn't show up on the test is the non-celiac gluten sensitivity. So a lot of people may have sensitivity to gluten, but it doesn't show up on the lab test, and it's not celiac either. And the third issue is that gluten per se, wheat per se, not gluten, but wheat per se is a high FODMAP food. So sometimes we actually don't know if you react to gluten or to the high FODMAP content. And I talked in the previous video about FODMAPs. FODMAPs are the special type of fiber, fructooligosaccharides, fiber that actually feeds, if you have the small intestinal bacterial or yeast overgrowth, your bacteria in the small intestine will eat the fiber and cause you to have bloating, gas. It also will increase the number of toxins because it's a byproduct of the eating. That toxins will increase because it's kind of like bacteria has, we poop, bacteria increases toxins because it will go through the fiber and cause you to have symptoms, and also that will cause the leaky gut because of the toxins and chemicals that bacteria emits into the small intestine. So that are major points that I would do if you cannot see someone or if you want to experiment. It greatly helped me with bloating in digestion. I feel much better when I'm off of gluten. Unfortunately, I still cheat sometimes because we are all human. If I go to Ukraine, I cheat a little bit, but I don't feel my best after that. So, and it's not celiac type of symptoms. So that would be my first recommendation if you have some kind of intolerance and if you were diagnosed with autoimmune disease. Okay, let me know if it was helpful. I'd love to hear from you. Bye.